Hello, this is Dr. Edgar from Edgar Family Chiropractic, and today I'm going to be covering a little bit about carpal tunnel syndrome. For our March newsletter, we've decided to feature carpal tunnel syndrome. This is a condition that we often see in our practice, and it's caused by the impingement of the nerve passing through our arm and into the carpal tunnel at the front of the wrist. And it's often due to overuse of the wrist, which causes inflammation in that tunnel and impingement of the nerve. Often I see it in people who are spending a lot of time on the computer, so they're constantly using their wrists and hands. I've seen it in women who are taking care of their babies, putting them into and out of car seats. I've seen it in people who are using the hair dryer too much. Recently I had a seamstress who works with her hands a lot who had carpal tunnel. And also women who are pregnant can sometimes have swelling in their joints, and what that will do is it'll reduce the space where the nerve passes through the carpal tunnel, and it'll cause numbness and pain and weakness. In our newsletter, we go into a little bit more detail as to what the presentation is, what are the causes of carpal tunnel, and also how you can prevent it. So in there we have some tips on how to set up your workstation, your computer, to minimize the likelihood of developing it. If this condition is caught early, it's very easy to treat, and like I said, in our office we'll use things like modalities such as ultrasound or electrical therapies to reduce the inflammation. We'll also do some muscle work to try to decrease any tension in the muscles around the carpal tunnel. We'll also use mobilizations to just free up that space, that carpal tunnel space, and decrease inflammation. And usually people have very good results with this. The other thing to keep in mind is that our nerves come out of the neck and they travel through the shoulders, through the arms, around the elbow, into the forearm, and then finally ending up through the carpal tunnel into our fingers. And they control the sensations that we feel, they control the muscles. And so it's important to, as a preventative measure, to try to keep that pathway, that nerve pathway, as free as possible to minimize things like, let's say, even tennis elbow that some people have, or carpal tunnel. And so what I want to go through is just a few exercises, and most of my patients watching this will probably recognize some of the stretches that I'm giving, but these stretches really are the key to prevent carpal tunnel. So the first exercise, we call it Brugger's exercise, and essentially it's meant to bring the shoulders back. And I'm going to take a seat and try to do this seated so that you're able to see it as how you would do it in front of your computer. So I'm going to have you watch from the side, thumbs up. You're going to take a deep breath in, roll the shoulders back. When you get to this position, look around, make sure your thumbs are pointing back, you're squeezing between the blades, and then you're going to relax. You don't want these muscles riding up high, you want them to relax. You're squeezing back here, and you're opening up the rib cage. So that's going to help those nerves that are coming out of the neck and going into the arm. They're not going to get impinged by the muscles in the shoulders. Another good exercise is to just stretch your neck. So from side to side, you're going to grab your head like this, and you're going to stretch for a few seconds, count maybe 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then slowly get into the other position and do the other side. And then finally you want to stretch your wrists. And this exercise is also in the newsletter, but essentially you want to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Again, you don't want to overstretch, so kind of be careful and get in and out of the stretch slowly. So one side and then the other side. And these exercises really should be done as often as possible throughout the day. So those are just a few simple exercises. Again, this is more for preventative measures. Once the carpal tunnel has been diagnosed, and it's usually diagnosed by both your chiropractor but also by a neurologist, then a different set of exercises and rehabilitation rules would apply. So you would have to kind of get that direction from your chiropractor as to when you can start doing exercises and which ones. So I hope that our newsletter and this video was helpful to you. If you have any further questions, if you think that you may have carpal tunnel syndrome, or if you know somebody who is suffering from some of the symptoms that we talk about in this video or in the newsletter, and if you have further questions, please don't hesitate to call us. We're always open to for a free consultation or to answer questions on the phone. That's not a problem at all. You can also reach us on our Facebook page at Edgar Family Chiropractic on Pearl. On that page we post a lot of interesting and new research, and this month our goal is to reach 100 likes. So please check it out and like us on Facebook. So that's it for this video. All the best to you and your family from Edgar Family Chiropractic.